Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick one. Um, you know, um, there is an issue that is ongoing. I think I talked about it in one of my previous pre-chords. Like when I was actually like houseless, according to the world standards. And like now that I am not according to the world standards, there's still the micro issues of, I'll just flat out say one of them is public restrooms and security, because this is an issue that is like ongoing, and there's also of course discrimination involved and stuff, but I'll just give you context. For instance, so I'm at work and I need to go use the restroom like real fast, and then I'm gonna be right back. Unfortunately, I cannot move from my computer right now because I'm uploading something, and even after I'm done uploading it, I need to move the data from the computer to my hard drive, if that makes sense. So I asked one of my coworkers, hey, can you just have my back real quick? I'm so sorry, I really gotta try and do this. Like, is there some type of security protocol where you can, have my back real quick and I'll be right back? Of course, they gave me their answer, especially because we all work in this public space. Well, hey, I don't think I'm gonna do that. All that type of thing, which is, I get that. The problem, and this is the problem with nonprofit work, because I also ran into another issue. I want to say last night or last evening or whatever, like starting at 5-ish, 30 something, at my other job. And I want to say that's like the kind of social hierarchical, like class war thing kind of going on at my job last night. There was something that was said, and I was like, uh-oh. So that's just something I have to look out for, because now that I'm aware of another part of their agenda, I just have to like be careful with that. So I just want to I'm just mentioning that to add to this type of situation, which is why it's important that I establish my nonprofit first for me, and then try and work with other community members that have their own so-called businesses that are either for-profit or non-profit. But if we can't see each other or meet halfway on little things, that, for instance, you might not be able to go by the book all the time if there's no common sense and common ground in that form, which I've been accused of that all the time. As a teenager, as a kid, even in my 20s, it's like, wait, how would that even be possible for me to always go by the book all the time when things are already set up to be against me? How's that even gonna work? What? What book am I gonna go off of? You know what I'm saying? So like in this situation, it's like now I have to possibly like damage my body physically to get this work done, and then also it also causes stress. It's also, there's no outlet for folks that might have, like in the past, I would have had to just go to the restroom and pray that my stuff was here. But now I'm doing this, and I'm just doing my best to regain the control that I used to have of trying my best to control my bladder, which is also why I also do not drink way too much water when I'm not home, or I know I'm not going to be home for a really long time, like all day. because it's so bad. The public restroom thing is so bad, even after you are housed, and even if you don't look houseless, you don't smell houseless, and you look so great, or however you look. I mean, of course, unless you have like a suit on, or if you look a certain type of way, people treat you a certain type of way when you dress a certain type of way, right? But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, even in those situations, when you dress really well, according to society standards of what finely dressing is, you will still be denied access to a restroom or whatever, unless it is like a public restroom and it's okay. But like, also, but then there's situations like this, right? Where it's like, hey, coworker, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I need to do this real quick. I'm not gonna be in the bathroom doing you know what. I just need to go do that and be right back. Like, number one, and like, I got the spiel and stuff, and it's like, ah, man. So now I'm holding it in, and I'm trying to be as patient as possible, and then just continue to learn from these experiences every day. But this is a problem that I'm gonna try and work on a solution for, of like promoting more public restrooms and like maybe public places that promote public spaces, because they have security here, right? So most likely, hopefully, no one would grab my stuff if I decided to just go run to the restroom real quick, right? That's not how security works for a private agenda or focus or goal that has the face of a public entity that's connected to a county or to a city or to a state or something like that. So that's all I'm saying, is that like a lot of the times it's just like a front. And then also there's always, like, if you read on signs in businesses a lot, it will say we reserve the right to refuse service to like anyone that we choose, right? So that's like, hey, you know, that can be kind of like used and weaponized however a person prefers. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm gonna leave that with y'all. I'm still at work. I'm gonna try and do my best with this situation, but that's pretty much. I think I need to like start talking about this now, and so that it helps me, because this is for a future reference for me to try and like, I want to say, like, yeah, just use it as like a jumping off point to get the actions and the solutions in place, so that we don't have to have this problem for myself and others. It's been Samvol, and I hope to see y'all soon. And I hope I get this work done sooner than later. Much love. Peace out.